Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Ellen Barrett. Thank you for joining us today. We have a great show ahead for you. And with me now, I have Josh Duggan, and he is with Aquire Restoration. He's the VP over there. Thanks for being with us today.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
And you guys do so much. I'm really amazed about just all the different services that you guys have to offer. And I kind of want to talk about what type of events do you guys see most often this time of year with snow, the cold, that sort of thing?
This time of year, the big things that start to happen with the winter really settling in right now are fires. This is kind of considered the fire season in our industry.
Yeah.
And the big things that start fires are chimneys, space heaters, electrical cords, unattended candles, cooking. That kind of wraps up with fires. The other thing that's going to settle in on us this week is the colder temperatures, and that's going to lead to a lot of frozen pipes.
Something people, I think, don't think about until it happens to you.
Yeah, right. Nobody thinks about any of this stuff until it happens to them.
And trying to keep your home or your apartment warm enough if you're leaving for the holidays. I've made the mistake of doing that before where I completely turned the heat off. Thankfully, nothing happened. No pipes froze, which I was lucky for because I was in an apartment building.
Okay.
But man, was it cold when I got back. So that was my punishment for doing that because it could have been much worse.
It's good that you learned that lesson in an apartment because if you'd have done that in a home, you wouldn't have the insulation around you from the other apartments to keep that warm.
Learn from my mistakes, people. Don't do it. And so what can property owners do to prevent these types of things from taking place?
The first thing that kind of comes to mind this time of year is kind of the Griswold effect, where everybody is hooking extension cords up and then they start burying them underneath the tree skirt, behind tables, underneath rugs. That can definitely lead to a fire, so do not do that.
Do not be the Griswolds.
Do not be the Griswolds, exactly.
I love that. I love that comparison because I think that does often happen if you're decorating and you're just trying to find another outlet, but that can be pretty dangerous when you think about it.
All the time. Overloading extension cords is a big one. Candles is another one. You know, everyone loves this time of year, so candles are a big one. Fires, of course, wood-burning fires. Always make sure that you put the fire out before you go to bed, maybe in 30 minutes before you go to bed. A lot of people are cooking this time of year. You think that you can just leave for 5 minutes and come back, but what happens is you get distracted, and we actually have done a couple of them last week. You really should just focus on cooking, not leave the room.
Right.
As far as frozen pipes go, if you haven't done this already, it might be a little bit too late, but unhooking your hose from the outdoor spigot and then going down your basement and turning off the water supply line, that is crucial. Yeah, and a lot of people forget that.
So now, what if you do leave for the holidays or something and you make this mistake, you leave for a weekend and you completely turned off your heat and you come back and you have a frozen pipe, what should you do?
Warm everything up slowly, obviously.
Okay.
Frozen pipes can be difficult. They can happen inside the wall and you might not know it for a little while because it could be a slow leak or it could be violent. It could be spurting out of the wall. So go downstairs, turn off your water main if you discover that you do have a leak.
Sure.
And then call Aquire, of course, at 222-9222. And then the next thing to do would be call a plumber.
Right.
They can come out. You can show them where the leak is. They can cut out that part of the pipe. Always save that part of the pipe because if you are going to make an insurance claim, you're going to need that proof. And take a picture before the pipe is removed as well. Just to have, yeah.
Just to be sure.
Yep.
Now, how quick do you guys respond to these sort of things? Because they always seem to happen when it's not convenient.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yes, exactly. Friday afternoon we always get a call on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Yeah. We have an estimator on call at all times. We also have crews on call at all times, so we'll generally get our estimator on the road within 15 minutes. And then once he gets to the job site, he'll assess the damage and then call our office. They'll relay that to the crews on what kind of equipment they need, what the scope is, and then our goal is to be out there within an hour.
Wow, that's pretty quick response time.
Yeah, on emergency calls.
Sure, which is often when people need you the most, right?
Yep.
So with that being considered, we've only got a couple seconds left, but what sets your company apart from the competition? Obviously, you guys respond so quickly. That's a big one off the bat.
Yep. You know, Jeff and I, Jeff Edmonds, the president, we have basically handpicked all of our employees, along with Jason Schmidt. He's our general manager. For the last 6 years, we built a team, an incredible team. Everybody's certified in their specialty, and they're really firing on all cylinders right now. So I guess that's what I'd like to point out.
You know you're in good hands when you call Aquire, in other words. Yep. Wonderful. Again, yep. Josh, he's the VP over at Aquire Restoration. Thanks for being with us today.
You bet. Thanks,
I appreciate
Ellen.
it.
Yep.
And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town here on Wisconsin's 57 right after this.